Hello fellow sim racers, and welcome to another sim racer episode. So this is an interesting effort on my part, as we're Hockenheim, or I'm not sure how you say that, but I'll go with that, with classic vintage race cars. I am driving the Mark IV. It's the number 6. It's number 6 in this field. And this is a beast of a car. It's only a 4-speed, but and there I slam into the back of a fellow competitor, and I'll get to why that is going to happen again and again. And anyway, the Mark IV is a beast to drive. It will exceed 200. It's a 200 plus mile an hour car. And what I wanted to do, and then a little side slap there. Oh, and we got a wreck right. Oh my goodness, that was pretty spectacular. And where was I here? Oh, what I really wanted to do with this video is I wanted to show the day-night, back-to-day transition of Project Cars 2, because it's awesome. It is just really awesome. Now, I've been trying for literally a week. I think I've done probably 15, a little tap there, to 17 or more attempts to get this video done, in which I actually finished the race. I never finished the race. I'll go off track. I'll crash, trying to not slam into somebody. It just didn't work, and I bang. So what I decided to do with this video is, because I really got frustrated at not being able to complete the race, I decided to heck with it. I'm just going to be super aggressive as I slam to the side of that car and move forward and finish this race. I'm absolutely bound and determined to finish this race, and obviously, because we're watching this, I will finish the race, but not probably in the way that I would want to finish the race, as I go slightly off track there. So this is what we're doing with this particular sim race, showing and demonstrating the day-night, back-to-day transitions of Project Cars 2, which is just wonderful, and it's really super to do this. This was a half an hour. I gave myself a half an hour race, and I set it at 40x. So that seemed to work. I can't figure out. I've lost my ability to even add 2 plus 2. But that worked well, as we're getting some bang in there, and this race turns into being a nightmare for me. Anyway, so the 40x for 30 minutes worked out really well. Takes me through the full 24-hour transition. Now, this video is not, as you're going to see, find out, 30 minutes long. It's about 16 minutes long, and there's a reason why I fast forward I literally cut out a large section of the video so that I don't totally bore you. And where am I in here? So at this point in the race, I'm starting to gain some positions. I'm making some overtakes, and I'm starting to feel kind of comfortable. And here's my first off track, and this literally opens the floodgate, as we're going to see, as I'm going to have multiple off tracks that are definitely going to adversely impact my result on this race. Now, I would like to express that for some reason at Hockenheim, and this is the older version or the classic version of the track, I struggle finding breaking points. I struggle finding cues as to where to brake and where not to brake. It took me forever to realize that there is a distance marker. They're small little red markers that are on the side of the track, but that's it. You've got one. And if you miss that one, it's so, at least for me, easy to just totally miss the turn, drive into the turn way too fast, and we're going to see that occurring here. But driving a day transition. Oh, and the guy slams and hits the tires. And by the way, I'm going to come to hate those tires, and why they put those tires there, I don't know. But back to the day transition racing is just a hoot. It's so much fun. It's just incredible. Now, in the classic configuration of Hockenheim, what it really is a three major straights, which are destroyed by chicanes. For whatever reason, you've got these three wonderful straights that they decide they're going to put up a whole bunch of tires and force you to go through chicanes. So you've got three straights, you got three chicanes, and those chicanes, in my opinion, as I go off the track again, same turn, and I go off track there twice, and it really disappointing that this track would race so wonderfully if they hadn't, for whatever reason, destroyed the straights by insisting on forcing you into these chicanes. But that's the configuration, so you have to deal with it. This yellow car that's in front of me, I'm going to end up having to pass him several times. And by the time I get done passing him, I'm pretty much gonna beat up his back bumper. I decided I'd do something a little bit different with this race here, is rather than doing cuts from on-track view to the cockpit view. This is a great car too. He passes me multiple times. And that's the thing about the AI in project cars too. They race you hard. You can get by a car, and guess what? They'll come right back at you, and they'll pass you again. Guy just and we got a bunch of cars that just piled up, and I was going into the turn far too quickly to advantage my ability to get by 3 or 4 cars in that incident. As you can see, I ended up spinning out and having to get back on the track, and by the time I get back on the track, I really had lost advantage of that incident, as previously the 4 or 5 cars that I had passed got by me while I'm doing a donut in the grass. And so this is kind of the beginning of this nightmare for me in this race, is just when I think I've got something going, I pretty much muck it up. So there's that yellow car again that I was talking about. I'd gotten by him, I think, twice now, and now here I am. I've got to repass him again. So it's a really frustrating. There I go. I get dive bombing, get underneath him. A really frustrating race, and a lot of that frustration, quite frankly, is from my own failure to properly handle the Mark IV. The car just gets away from me too many times. So the combination of the power of the Mark IV and my inability to find breaking points, to find references, just absolutely is not a good combination. But I'm still having fun. I mean, that's why we do this, right? We have fun. And I'm into that chicane, and oh, see, I forced my way past two cars. And there's that gray car again. I've passed him twice, and now I've got to pass him again. So this kind of, in this stages of the race is the story. Having to repass cars that I've passed twice, and there I go again, and this is not good. Overdrove the corner, spun the car out, did a nose tap. Now I'm spending all kinds of time trying to get back. Just stalled the car, have to restart the car, and guess what? I am now in last place, and I now am chasing the field. I'm now trying to catch up to the field because I spend so much time off track. And that's just several of my off tracks, and wait till you see what's coming up. There I go. Oh boy. That's what happens when you get anxious and you push the car and you're trying to make up time and you go over the curbs, and you don't gain time doing it that way. You lose time. So I've cut out now a good portion of this race because you just don't want to sit there and watch me watch this. Oh no! Whack! Oh God! Got the tires. I'm telling you, I hate these tires. I just hate them. The cars get. Oh, that did not do well. If you look, you can at both of the box video, the cockpit view. The windshield now is absolutely shattered, and I'm doing a pretty good job of starting to muck up the front of this car. You can see I've lost both my headlights. My headlights are now destroyed. They no longer work. Fortunately, the sun is beginning to come up, so the loss of the headlights isn't a tragedy. Now I've really moved forward here. In the race, as you can see, we've gone to full daytime, and bam! Right back into the tire barrier. Oh God! I don't know what it is. The combination of this car and this track, I just can't get around the track. It's a nightmare for me. Oh no! And look at that. If you thought the windshield was bad the first time around, now the thing is completely destroyed. Anyway, folks, I'm going to finish this race. I actually finished the race dead last in the 32nd position, and I am a full lap down. These are cars now that are just lapping me, I was just absolutely bound and determined to get this race done, actually achieve it. And the result is that I brutalized the car. At the end of this race, you just, pack the car up and take it to the junkyard. Hey, this is Sim Racer, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Check in for more. I'd greatly appreciate it if you would subscribe. and continue to enjoy your own sim racing because it's fun. Hey, we'll see you next time. This is Sim Racing.